list of YouTubers I can beat in a 1v1, all for fun, and this is for pure entertainment value. We're gonna start off with a hot one. We're gonna go with grenaderJake. He's a very talented player, 90% win rate in trials. We've gone head-to-head multiple times, and the matches have been always super fun. He doesn't play a lot of scrims, so I'm gonna have to go with the 50-50, and I'm very confident that it would be a very fun match. And, you know, he is a very handsome guy, but we're going to go with the 50-50. Next up, we got IFrostBolt, one of the GOATs. He is a primal leader. He is my good friend. I love him to death. He's a very talented trials player. Overall, a mechanically great mouse and keyboard player. In a 1v1, if I'm using hard meta, I honestly think I could take him. And we're going to go with the 50-50, though, just to make it a little bit interesting. I will go 50-50. Next up, we got my boy ZKmushroom. He's got an insane primary shot. One of the best players in primal. He is crazy. He has over a 2 KD, and he absolutely farms when he does trials carries. Anytime we've matched, he's usually destroyed me. And I've played him in a 1v1 before, and I lost. So I'm going to have to say confidently I would lose against ZK. Next up, we got Fallout Plays, another primal GOAT. He's an absolute genius when it comes to YouTube, and he plays a lot of PvP and PvE. So I'm going to have to say that I would absolutely destroy him in a 1v1. Aztecross, the dude who makes the TWAP videos, the consumer of all things Titan. I love him so much. He plays a lot of trials, plays a lot of PvP. He's actually very, very talented. Doesn't play a lot of scrim matches and private matches, but that's okay. He's still a very talented player. I think confidently I would win against Aztecross. Next up, we got my boy Benny, aka the I Am GOAT, the I Am CEO. He's taken a big break from Destiny recently, but he's just got back into it. He's absolutely filthy at the game. He can make anything really work, and he has an insane primary shot. So I would say I could go it's either 50-50 or I would lose. I'm gonna have to go with the 50-50 on this one. All right, we got Walla, the Strand King, the Strand Demon. He has an insane trials report, insane stats. He's won tournaments. He has been an OG in the community for PvP. He's one of the pillars of the community. He's my GOAT. I love him. He's very tall and handsome. Love his commentary, but I would say I would absolutely get rolled if I played Walla in a 1v1. Mr. Swetsicle, aka world's first raider, PvE connoisseur. He does play trials. I've played with him a bunch of times. He's clutched up. He's an absolute insane gamer at both PvE and PvP. Does he play a lot of private matches? No. So I'm going to say that he would get rolled. My boy Encooch, primal GOAT, primal leader. He doesn't play the game anymore. When he did play the game, he was absolutely nasty. They call this thing called the Encooch body shot primary. And my boy Encooch, he was a starter of that. Since he doesn't play the game anymore, I think he would confidently lose. I wouldn't say he would get rolled. I would confidently say he'd lose in a 1v1. Next up, we got Mr. Fizzle, the Trials Warlord, the guy that goes first every week when he plays Trials stacked on Fridays. I think this guy is an absolute monster when it comes to trials. And in 1v1s, he is very, very confident. I've seen him in private matches. I've played against him in scrims and in trials. And it is very sweaty matches. And he's always going crazy. So I would confidently say that I would get rolled by Fizzle. Next up, we got Gold Eagle. He's a beast when it comes to having a nice primary shot. All around amazing movement on Warlock. And I think he's a beast when it comes to Trials of Osiris and even quick play. When it comes to 1v1s, I'd say it would go 50-50. Lonzo, one of my good friends in the community. We match each other so much when it comes to quick play, Trials of Osiris. He's an absolute beast. I love him so much. He's muscular now. He's beautiful IRL, and he's winning in that department. But I would say confidently I'd win in a 1v1 against Lonzo. Next up, we got Synchro, an absolute trials demon. He loves trials. He does whatever he can in game to win when it comes to cheesy weapons, cheesy loadouts, and trials. Public matches, he's an absolute monster as well. Talented player overall. In a 1v1, I'd say it would go 50-50. Omelette, one of the most talented players in IM. Absolute beast on mouse and keyboard. He is one of the most scariest trials players to play against when it comes to Crucible. And confidently playing with this dude over the past year, I can say, my goodness, he is a freaking fantastic player. And I would confidently say I would get destroyed if I played Omelette in a 1v1. Panda, one of the biggest tournament players in the Destiny community. Won so many tournaments back in the day. Absolute beast when it comes to PvP overall. Crazy, crazy player. I love this guy. I would confidently say that I would get destroyed by Panda in a 1v1. MTash, I just want to play the game. Most coolest and intrinsic trials player and a beautiful primal member, MTash. Doesn't play the game anymore. absolute beast when he did play. I played him a long time ago in trials, and the games would go back and forth. He was so unique with his weapon choices, and I'm gonna confidently say that if I played against MTash, I would destroy MTash. Datto. Now, Datto does not really venture into scrims and sweats, but he's an absolute beast in PvE. He does play trials. I've seen him pop off. He is a great guy. I love everything he does for the community. Handsome lad with beautiful glasses. I would confidently say that Datto, I would win in a 1v1 against Datto. Okay, we got Sir Demetrius. Sir Demetrius is one of the coolest IM members out there. He's a very talented player, primarily focuses on YouTube when he plays the game, and confidently I would say that he hasn't played a lot of scrims recently. He's still a very, very good player. It's a really, really tough one. I've asked him to 1v1. We haven't 1v1 yet. He said he was down. It's kind of dodging, but you know, just saying. It's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say 50-50 against Sir Demetrius in a 1v1. My boy Clyde, he plays an enormous amount of PvE. He's actually very talented at trials. I've played with him in trials. He pops off. He's a beast on the Titan. He can do a lot of things mechanically on mouse and keyboard. But when it comes to a 1v1, I'd win against Clyde in a 1v1. I had to put my boy CB Gray on the list. I know he doesn't play a lot of PvP because he mainly plays PvE. I played trials with him. He's a beast when he tries. He's actually really good on the controller. I've seen his snipes are pretty nasty. Does he play a lot of scrims and 1v1s? I don't think so. So I can confidently say that I think I would beat CB Gray in a 1v1. Next up, I had to add my boy Evan F. I know he doesn't really play Destiny as much, but he does cover a lot of Destiny content when it comes to raids and worlds first. He's a beautiful human being, one of my good friends, but I confidently say I would destroy Evan in a 1v1. Last but not least, we got DFP Sheik, another primal member on a controller. He is an absolute monster when it comes to Rumble. Trials of Osiris, he does trials help with Crafty every now and then. He's a OG in the Destiny community. Love him to death. He's my boy. In a 1v1, I'd say I'd confidently destroy DFP in a 1v1. Did I get anything wrong? Please let me know. And also, what else can I add on this list for future videos? Thank you guys for watching the video, and I appreciate the support.